Alright guys, hello and welcome. Today we're finalizing the launch of our digital personality test. It's a bank holiday Monday here, so I'm actually working from home, and the rest of my team are obviously working from all over the world. So as a result, I'm using Skype to communicate with them. Now, oops, my laptop almost fell down there. Okay, so what's happening today is the launch of our digital personality test. We over the last few years, we have been very good at helping people secure jobs. We're now at a point where at least 30 people secure jobs every single month. However, we want to increase that number. Now, the only way we can increase that number is pretty plain and obvious. And what's that way? To help people discover which role suits them best, so they're not wasting their time trying to be jack of all trades. They focus on being specialists. We have seen through best practice that the people who secure jobs faster on our platform are people who know exactly what they want to do. If we can make that for 100% of our candidates, then we should see a dramatic increase in our success stories, right? So since that is the case, let us now get started. So I'm just going to call my head of technology, call Anton, our head of digital Oyinua, and also head of technology Anton, and then we will discuss the requirements, and you can see how the whole thing works. Now, if you notice, this is in mobile. I'm actually looking at this for mobile. I tend not to care much about desktop these days. Why? Because the data tells us that 95% of our candidates actually access our platform via their mobile phone the first time they come to our site. So if this is the first time someone's coming to our website, then having that desktop view is not what we want to be focused on. Having that mobile view is what we want to be focused on. So it's having that mobile first strategy. So hopefully you understand why companies have a mobile first strategy, which is very important. So let me get these guys on the phone and then get that conversation going. Okay, and hopefully we can take it from there. And then I'll try and anticipate any questions you may have, and then try and answer them along the way as well. Hi, Oyinua.
Okay.
Yeah, what's up? How are you?
Okay.
Good. Anton, are you good?
Yes.
Good. So what I'm doing, I've just got this short video I'm doing for the candidates to help them understand what it is that we're trying to achieve, since we're launching it at a sponsor meeting tonight. So just quickly, Oyinua, if you can just take us through some, I'm going to share my screen with you as well, so you can see what I'm doing. And then if we can just explain what we have done, what we've achieved, and kind of what people should be looking forward to experiencing when they come onto the site. So what we have done is we've created a digital personality test, and this digital personality test is based on our candidates that earn the highest amount of money when they go out there and look for work. The highest that we have had is, oops, sorry, there's a background noise on your end. The highest we have had is £850 per day as a digital data analyst stroke business analyst. So that's a specialist role. Now what you'll realize very quickly is you can't just go and be qualified as a business analyst and get a job. You find out there's no jobs out there for you, because these days they're looking for people with specialist skills. Employers have gone from T-shaped employees to now searching for pie-shaped employees. We've realized that our candidates that are securing jobs are the ones that have built a varied number of expertise in a number of areas. So the specialists in a number of areas with their broad knowledge and expertise in project management or business analysis. So that's kind of what's happening right now, which we're pretty excited about. And what we have done is, based on our years of experience, we've now created a digital personality test to help you discover which role suits you best. And I don't know if you want to actually add on to this before I actually take people through what is going on.
Okay, so what we try to do is do a process of elimination, whereby we work out what traits would be suitable for specific special.
You're breaking up.
You would need to have a highly analytical mindset to work well as a data analyst, regardless of whether you have any knowledge or skill in the data analysis field. The important thing is your personality has to be a match for you to be successful in that role. So the questions that we ask is try to determine whether we can match your personality to the given specialist roles that we have available.
Okay. So, which is good. So now, basically, what we have now done is we have created the first. We've actually completed it and built it. And basically, what we have done now is enable you to actually take that test straight away. And we have helped you identify, for example, the T-shaped employee, which is people with broad skills with depth in one major area of expertise, e.g., project manager, and then Salesforce expertise. Now, what you realize is this, and this is very important for you to take note of this, and I'll quickly explain this, which is very, very important. Now, you can have Salesforce expertise, but very, very quickly you realize that as companies are moving towards a centralized customer data center, as they are digitizing and automating every area of their business, and they're doing multi-channel, in fact, not multi-channel integration anymore, omni-channel integration, and moving towards one centralized customer data center where information is being fed to all channels, and information from all channels is being fed to that centralized customer data center in order for them to make an informed decision. You would realize that you have a data center which feeds into CRM, which then feeds into other channels. So you can't just have expertise in Salesforce alone. You must have digital expertise. For example, Salesforce is very much focused on customer relationship management. Now, customer relationship management will also be involved in sales automation, marketing automation, which will also feed into your digital marketing channels. So having digital marketing expertise will be a massive bonus. So, but also, when you are working in a project management environment, having that agile certification is being able to work in an agile environment, understanding that at this point, in the digital age we're in, things are moving at a very fast pace rate, and the issue we have is what is new today is no longer new tomorrow. So you're realizing that companies are rolling out applications at record speed. So you have rapid application development. And rapid application development, the problem with this is you need to constantly collaborate and release on an iterative basis. The problem here is you can't use the old methodology Prince 2 on that. That's why Prince 2 is updating the manual. So you have to have agile certification, or you have to have agile knowledge as well. So you would find that a company that's looking for a CRM project manager or a CRM business analyst would also be expecting you to have agile. Have some knowledge of agile or some certification in agile, and you would say that digital expertise or digital marketing expertise is highly sought after. So if you only have, say for example, project management skills, you're not getting that job. If you have project management skills and Salesforce expertise, oh yes, you're being considered. But if somebody has digital marketing expertise, forget you, because that person has killed two birds with one stone. Now, just imagine that one person also have data analytics skills. Well, basically it's over, and that person will always be employed. So we want to make sure that all of our candidates are no longer T-shaped employees. In fact, they are not even pie-shaped employees. They are what we call comb-shaped employees. So comb-shaped employees are people with broad skills, with depth in multiple major areas of expertise, e.g. creative marketing, digital technology, big data analysis, so kind of your left and right brain working. So in order for us to help you achieve this, well, first of all, let's figure out what your personality is, and let's figure out exactly what comes natural to you. Now, I believe that a man's gift will make way for him, and a man's gift will bring him before kings. Everyone is given a talent, each according to their own ability. So we've got to discover what comes natural to you, and what are the areas that you should be building your expertise in. And this is where we now started the personality test. So it's one of 20 questions. So you have 20 questions, you have to answer every single one of them, and the questions are built based on your personalities and then aligned with the specific role, the broad-based role, and then the specialist role as well. So you can see this question here that says, I can direct change for teams and stakeholders, making sure the organization is compliant with set rules. Now, this is a great question. However, what we don't want you to do is to say what you would like to be. We would like you to say what you are, because if you say what you would like to be, the test results are going to be skewed. So what we're doing now is just going through the questions again and kind of refining them and kind of rewriting them in a way where it helps you to understand that, look, say who you are rather than saying who you would like to be. So a question like this, so how would we change it? Well, let's talk about how we would change this question to make sure the person says what they are rather than what they would like to be.
So we would say something like an organization needs to implement a change to how it works. I can direct the change rather than be amongst the teams who receive the directives and apply the directives. Or I would rather direct the change rather than be among those who receive directives and implement directives. So that then tells us, are you a leader or are you a follower?
Exactly. Okay. Now this is where the problem is. So I won't even ask a question like, are you a leader or are you a follower? Because most people don't want to be followers. But the truth of the matter is some people are followers. I don't know if it makes sense. You know? Hello? Hello? Have I lost you?
Yes, sorry. It's breaking up. It's breaking up.
Okay,
So
sorry
I
about
do grab that. So what I'm saying is, in a scenario, in a given scenario, there are two tasks, two assignments. You pick the one that you're most likely to be able to do, rather than what you think you want to do.
that. Okay, so I'll just wait for that question to come up very quickly. Sorry, I just need to send this to everybody so that people know that we're having a session. They start calling in. That's the beauty of digital. You can actually get everybody to call in straight away and actually experience what's happening right now, which is good. All right, so that's good. I've done that. Let me just minimize that and go back to the page. So I can direct change. So I would say something like, I would rather direct change for teams and stakeholders, making sure the organization is compliant with set rules rather than being the person implementing the change. True or false? Does that make sense? Yeah, that's what I would do over there, in my opinion. So that way, I am either a director or I am either the guy that leads or I'm either the guy that implements. So you see that the follower thing is not there. Is more, am I more of the implementation person, the action, the person who likes to do, or am I more the kind of person who likes to lead? There's a difference. Okay, does that make sense? Like someone like me, if you say I would rather, I would say yes, I would rather. I don't like to do it. I like to be the person leading the team that's doing it. Unless there's a viable reason to get involved, I would rather just observe. Now, can you see that's a good one? So, is that true or false? You know me better. So, what would you say? Because I would like to say that true, but I don't know if it's false. If you think it's false.
Well, you always need a viable reason to get involved in things, so that's correct.
Now, I love doing multiple things at a time. Focusing on just one thing bores me. I think that's true for me. And that's a good question, you know. But then I would probably change that question to, I would rather do multiple things at a time instead of just doing one thing. One thing bores me. So that rather word really works well. I live, eat, breathe facts and figures. I can't make decisions or come to a conclusion without first collecting and analyzing the facts. Now, I can see someone being tempted to say this is what they would like to be rather than this is what they are. Now, right now, you should be blaming me because I'm the one that created this one, isn't it? So, you know. Yeah, you should blame me. But I think because we're now trying to refine it, we could probably play around with this. So, I am more of a live, eat, drink, facts and figures kind of person. I just can't make decisions without coming to a conclusion instead of going with my gut feelings. Now that is good because some people will prefer to go with their gut feelings. Now, is that true or false for me?
You've become more data oriented over time, so it's true now.
Okay, so I'll click on true. I really enjoy producing reports, metrics, and stats. Is that true for me?
This is tricky, you know, because you do, but you don't always wait to do that every single time.
Yeah. So should the word be enjoy? But then this is a good one. So actually, you know what? I'm going to be honest and say false. I do it, but I don't enjoy doing it. I have a keen interest in modernizing work processes using digital industry trends and technologies. Now, I can see someone being tempted to say, I have a keen interest.
Yeah, but you either do or you don't. You know, you're either keenly interested in it or you're just, well, whatever.
But if I gave two options, two different scenarios, and I could choose the one that's me. So I have a keen interest in modernizing work processes using digital industry trends and technologies. We could make it. I'd rather just stick to the standard processes in place. I'd rather just stick to the standard processes in place instead of modernizing work processes using digital industry trends and technologies. Nine times out of
But
10, you
nobody,
sorry.
nobody's going to admit, nobody is going to admit that they would rather stick to old processing.
No, no. I rather stick to the way things are than. But I guess you're right. I guess you're right. So let me just say true here. I have a keen interest in this. It's just I don't want people lying to themselves. I easily perceive various ways in which events could develop. Now, once again, I will give a scenario with this. I will give two options. I think the key thing is two options. I am more of I easily perceive various ways. So that's the thing, because once again you're feeding into that desire to want to be better. So I would say true, rather than giving me the option to choose who I really am. So maybe we should have. I am more of a perceptive person when it comes to looking at the way looking at various ways in which events could develop instead of just following a process that's already in place. Two options already. But that's true for me. I'm almost never taken by surprise. I hate reacting to things. It really annoys me. I think I can leave this one. I'm able to work and learn quickly in fast-paced, high-performance, dynamic environment. Oh, you know, everyone is going to choose yes on this, true on this one. So you have to give two scenarios. One that makes
There are people who struggle in fast-paced environment and have had the experience of struggling in fast-paced environment.
yeah, but the thing about it is
So
that go on.
it would be to their detriment to say yes to this, because if you say yes, it means you're saying that you would qualify for a role that requires this.
Yeah, but what we don't want to do is to play to that desire to want to be better, to want to portray yourself as better. Nobody likes to portray themselves as not better in any way. So we will need to give two options, making both options okay. So I'm able to work and learn quickly in a fast-paced environment, a fast-paced, high-performance, dynamic environment. So maybe we can change it to I would rather have the time to reflect, think, and make the right decision rather than working in a fast-paced, high-performance, dynamic. No, I would even say I won't remove the dynamic. Sounds really good. So I rather have the time to reflect and think and make the right decision rather than constantly having to be working in a fast-paced environment where there's very little time to think. At that point, people can select which one they would prefer. But in reality, what we are looking for, we know what we are looking for. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm okay with this. I work in a fast-paced environment, so I'm going to say true to that. Okay. My passion for technology makes me keen to constantly identify new. So once again, this would feed into that better, that willingness to be better and to portray yourself as better. So my passion for technology makes me keen to constantly identify new communities and technology inventions as a business enabler. I want to learn how I can define the tactics for change from manual ways of working to automated ways of working. Oh, this is beautiful. I love it, but I believe that everyone is going to say true to that. When I
this is digital transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Some people it's gonna go right over their heads and they're gonna just go
Nah, that's the assumption. This is what I want. Don't want us to make that assumption. I believe because I've been working with these people for years. I've seen people take this test and I've seen people say what they would like to be. So remember that this is going to be advertised and thousands of people are going to be doing this test. Now we are not there to tell them to say what they would like to be. So it needs to be intuitive enough to kind of play to the to not play to that willingness to express yourself as better, but to say who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, I would probably rephrase that as, I prefer being in an environment where I am conversant with I prefer being in an environment where I'm conversant with technologies that I'm already aware of, instead of having to learn new technologies and implement new technologies every single time. I would rather just stick to the one that we're working. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Now, really and truly, that makes people feel comfortable.
So we could just ask that question then.
Yeah.
It's not broken. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
But if it's not broken, don't fix it. Most people will probably say yes to that, because most people agree. It's a standard phrase that's being used, and it's become a common knowledge. It's, you know how we human beings just go along with the flow. So most people will just click on that. I think, once again, giving those two scenarios is so important. Giving two scenarios and making both scenarios really good, whereby I am comfortable selecting true or false. The problem here is we don't want people to be uncomfortable selecting true or false. We want them to be comfortable selecting true or false. That's the important thing here. That's true for me. Okay? When I see graphs, charts, maps depicting situations visually, I assimilate them quickly and easily. I strongly believe that I can comfortably interpret data sets and combine data from different sources to make a point. That's a good one. True or false. I hope that people won't lie about that. Or we could give two scenarios. When I see graph, charts, maps depicting situations visually, and situations visually,
I assimilate them quickly, or I would rather view a full report about explaining them as well.
Fantastic. Exactly. Now you're getting my point. So that way, I don't feel bad or good. I don't feel bad selecting either. I will just say what I am. Yeah, good. So which one am I? I would rather see a full report too. I can visualize the data, but I'd rather just see the full report. I consider myself. Sorry?
I don't like to read.
You mean me or you?
You don't like reading long explanations and long surveys. You just want to get to the point.
Exactly. So I just see the reports, Abby. I consider myself to be well organized, pretty good at keeping to deadlines. Now I'm not sure about being well organized. I think I'm good at keeping to deadlines, but I'm not well organized.
Okay, so that needs to be split.
Yeah, that needs to be split. And I think, once again, this would feed into the willingness to display yourself as a better person. So I think what I could do here is I prefer to go with the flow rather than constantly having to. I prefer to go with the flow rather than having to be meeting deadlines non-stop. Yeah, I'll put true on that because I keep to deadlines. I communicate best with visual content than with text. This is good. That's good. That's good. I can be honest about that. I communicate best with visual. I don't like text. I can see myself making a strong case to a managing board for funding or in order to adopt new tools if I know that they would greatly improve efficiency and profitability. You know, everybody's going to say yes to this. Everybody. Once again, feeding into that willingness to display a better self of you, better side of yourself. So I would say, once again, I'll give two scenarios. Rather than make a strong case to management board for funding in order to adopt new tools if I know they would greatly improve efficiency and profitability, I would rather be the person writing the I thought you were trying to say something.
Okay, I could say we need to adopt new tools.
Two scenarios, remember?
We need to adopt new tools in order to improve. Yeah, but the network is bad. We need to adopt new tools in order to improve efficiency and profitability. I would rather approach management myself, or let someone get the funding and I go and get the tools.
Good. Now you're beginning to get what I'm saying. You're beginning to get what I'm saying. I think we're good there. So I have a delivery focused mindset that makes me able to maneuver through complex constraints in a fast-paced and constantly changing environment where others struggle to keep up with change and remain focused on their end goal. I see somebody saying true to that because they just want to make themselves look good. In order not to rush at the last minute before a deadline, I plan ahead. I see somebody once again wanting to play to that willingness to make yourself look good. I am always counting the cost, thinking of how much money I could save. I think this could be better. I would say, for example, I would rather count the cost. I would rather count the cost and think of how to make more money instead of just living life. Instead of just living life a day at a time. Or I would rather live life a day at a time rather than constantly counting the cost. Now, the good thing about this is that some people would rather live life a day at a time and they're okay with that, while some people are happy with just counting the cost.
Yeah, but I'm interested in the people who want to say true to counting the cost, because that I can match to a role.
Yes, so that way I would rather, if I would rather live life a day at a time or focus on counting the cost. Then is either true or false. You just need to rewrite it in a way whereby I'm choosing true or false. Make sense?
You didn't catch my point. My point is I need I want a true answer to match to a role, because I'm looking at a personality that can match a role. If I turn that question on its head, the personality that I don't want will be true.
Yeah, so you just need to rewrite it in a way whereby the answer is true. So, for example, let me say it this way. So I would rather count the cost instead of living a day at a time. So true, I'd rather count the cost, but you still have those two scenarios. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that's
yeah. I would be great at managing initiatives that involve large teams of people, onshore, offshore teams. Once again, that is an interview question that everybody will lie and say yes to. Does it make sense? So we once again have to give two scenarios. I would rather be the person who is. I would rather have my quiet space where I just get on with my job and where I just get on with my job, instead of being the person managing initiatives that involve large teams of people, onshore and offshore teams, technical operations and senior management teams. I just prefer to just be. I prefer my own time, so my own space. I think you can rephrase this, but once again, you can rewrite it in a way whereby you get the answer that you're looking for. I'm concerned and nervous when important facts are missing. I just can't make decisions with the little I have. Even the decision required on the spot, I'd rather have the facts. Yeah, so that's me really, but I think we can rephrase that. I don't mind learning how to code if it would add value to my role and performance at work. Well, everybody's gonna say yes to this.
No, I disagree with that. There are some people who don't want to know anything about code. And that's who they are.
Then give two scenarios. Once again, because the thing about it is, I think the key thing here is giving two scenarios, making me feel good about choosing true or false. That's the key. I think that's the key thing here. All right, so let's look at the results. So my general knowledge, so those of you who are listening now, this is where it gets really good. Now I've answered the questions honestly, but what we are trying to do is rephrase the question in a way whereby you are comfortable answering true or false rather than lying to yourself, because we can't help you if you're lying to yourself. I have been honest with myself because I'm obviously not looking for work. So the general knowledge role. So what we've done is we've looked at the general knowledge role that you should focus on and the specialist role you should focus on. And this is how the analysis has been done. So you can click on expand to read the full analysis, and you will see that I'm 57. This is very, very true for me. I'm 57% of a BA. Okay, and it tells you the attributes of a BA, and 43% project manager, and it tells you the attributes of that. Now, as a CEO of a company, you really have to have project management and business analysis experience, but BA will be a very strong point for you, as you can see for me. So this is accurate. Okay, so this is good. But what are my specialist skills? What are the areas that I should specialize in? Well, it says over here, GDPR project manager. Okay, now 16% GDPR project manager. I don't know if I agree with this, though, because I hate anything to do with compliance. I hate. I naturally break the law. I don't know if I should even say that because I'm being recorded, but I've not been caught for any crime yet, so I can't be convicted yet. You know, I think business intelligence is a winner for me. I think okay.
Yes, you must. Yes, to something to do with compliance.
Sorry.
I said you must have said yes to a question that has to do with compliance.
Yeah. So maybe. So then this is where the error is. So maybe at some point I said what I would like to be rather than what I am. And this is the major thing I want to resolve. When we launch this thing later this evening at sponsors meeting, I want everybody to be able to say who they are rather than what they would like to be, because with them we will be in trouble and people will start focusing on what they shouldn't be focusing on. Because for example, me, I can tell you right now, this GDPR thing, I'm not interested. To speak to all the people that are working on the GDPR project, I couldn't care less. That's why I've gotten experts to come and do it. Because everything I'm seeing is just ways of stopping me from taking advantage of the data that's in front of me. So, okay, let's have a look at this. Business intelligence analyst, I agree with 100%. CRM project manager, not business analyst, I agree with, because I definitely do not want to be the guy analyzing that. Data, 14% data analyst, I think that should be low. Actually, to some extent, I'm quite good at that as well. Yes, okay, 14% business data analyst. Digital, see me, I would have preferred, like, I would have expected that digital transformation BA would have been #1 for me. Does it make sense?
So let's talk about this, because we're getting a lot of specialties, because we have a set number of questions for each specialty. So for us to increase the chances of somebody having maybe 2 or 3 rather than 5 or 6 specialties, how do we vary the questions? How do we currently have 20 questions? Do we increase the total number to 25?
Yeah, if you need to increase it to 25, I'll increase it to 25, because at the end of the day, this is your life. We're playing with people's lives here. Now, the old personality test was accurate. And that was why we had a massive surge in people securing jobs. People knew that they were project managers or business analysts. And our success stories went from 5 to 10 to 30 a month. So it worked. So if it's 25 questions we need to ask, we ask 25 questions, or at the end of the day, somebody has come to the platform, if they're not willing to answer those questions, they're not serious about their career in the first place. Does it make sense?
From Anton, because you have quite a number of specialties here based on what you answered. Now, clearly, yes, the questions need to be refined, but I just want to know if increasing the number of, I want to confirm that.
Anton? Anton? Hi, Anton. Has he disappeared on us?
Okay, never mind. I can confirm that after.
Okay. So, my opinion, I agree with everything else apart from GDPR. Does it make sense? Everything else is accurate for me apart from GDPR. So, I must have answered the question wrongly somewhere. Okay? But the good news, to those of you on the platform, this will be ready today. We can promise everybody this will be ready today, right? Hi, Hello? Okay. We'll just wait for her to come back. But this will be ready today. Okay, so you can all use this. Now, what we're now doing is that once you've done that, you can now set up your account. But for those of you already on the platform, you wouldn't need to set up your account. It will just update your personality test, and the results stay. The results are actually.
Hi, sorry, what?
Sorry. Hello. I lost you there. Okay. While we're waiting for to come back. But the next phase for us is this. We remember that when we did our digital transformation initiative for 2017, well, basically for the next 3 to 5 years, one of the things that we decided to do was to understand the Netflix model and copy that model. So what's going to happen next is the new look and feel. Now, one of the things that I think you guys should be excited about is this. We are now going to actually invite alumni. I mentioned that to you guys earlier today. We're going to invite alumni to come and start giving talks, having a Q&A session with you. And we want to make sure that based on your personality, you would only get alumni that are specialists in areas that you want to specialize in. So for example, if you want to specialize in business analysis and big data, along with, say, for example, CRM, you would have alumni like George come and speak, alumni like well, I forgot that lady who got a job as a CRM project manager. So you have oh gosh, I forgot her name. It comes to my head and it just disappears all of a sudden. Okay, so you have those kind of people as keynote speakers, and you see their profile here, and then obviously the job, the company they work for, and when they are speaking, which is good. So every time you log into the eWork Experience platform, that's what will happen. Then the next thing we're going to do is the way your videos will now work is you would only see videos in relation to what you specialize in. So for example, if a new video has been added in regards to what you want to specialize in, that will be under recently added. You can continue watching videos that you have been watching in relation to what you want to specialize in. Because you watched this big data video, we recommend that you watch this other video as well, and then you will now have kind of so for example, your broad expertise, your broad knowledge is project management. This will be project management videos. Then below would be maybe the next expertise is big data. You will now have big data videos, you know, and so on and so forth. So it will now become your very own customized eWork Experience platform, where you can see meetings to do with only the things that you want to specialize in, which I believe will create focus and will put you in a position where you're not wasting your time trying to be jack of all trades. We're very confident. Now, we all know, I said this to you guys before, we all know right now that just trying to be a PM is a waste of your time. Just trying to be a BA is a waste of your time. We all know that. All you have to do is go on JobServe, look at the job boards, and you will see. I mean, I did that for a few people the other day. If you go on JobServe and you type in project manager, you realize that that job is not just a project manager job anymore. It requires a specialist role, you know, specialist roles. So let me just do that for you right now. So I'm just going to type in project manager here. Okay, I'm just going to type in project manager here. Oh, sorry, that's not going to work. I spelled it wrongly. Let's go back and try again. So I'm just going to type in project manager here, and let's see what happens. And you can see straight away, technical project manager, digital data manager, owner, data product manager, project manager, GDPR, you know. Even this one that just says project manager, by the time you read it, you will see straight away that they're looking for a particular specialist skill. There you go, previous experience, either digital publishing or scientific tech. So they're looking for a digital project manager, a fantastic opportunity for a product manager. Okay, actually it's a product manager. So product manager is always specialist. So you're very much focusing on shaping the digital strategy and delivering roadmap and scientific technology. So that is actually a digital transformation project manager role that you're looking at right there. So unfortunately, guys, it's just don't waste your time trying to study PM alone, because you're not going to get a job. Don't waste your time trying to study BA alone, because you're not going to get a job. Now, let's look at the specialist roles. So, for example, CRM project manager. And what are the CRM project manager? I also do CRM business. I actually try and do as much of it as I can. Let's come over here, contract. Go to because once you're a specialist, you can contract straight away, and the rates are good. CRM, Salesforce is what we use over here, 525 to 575. So basically, when you do your personality test and you discover that actually you're more of a CRM, big data, stroke digital project, digital marketing kind of a person, then you know what to be focusing on building your experience in, instead of you trying to take this course and take that course and take that course and literally not knowing what you are doing anymore. It's all that has come to an end, you know. So let's come over here and go to, for example, I'm gonna type business. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna type let me even show you one role that is becoming is actually crazy right now. So big data business analyst. I mean, that is a big data, that's a data analyst stroke a business analyst role. Okay, they've combined that role. Now, does that exist? Yeah. You can see that business analyst, data, SQL, and quick view. You can see over here as well, business analyst, data analyst, there as well, and you can see over here business analyst, data refinement, banking, and the rates are very, very good. They're not bad rates at all. You can see that over here as well. So these roles are out there, and I know that if I don't get you equipped, you're not getting a job. So I have to get you equipped in those areas. So we'll make sure that this personality test is up and running by the end of the week, and then hopefully between now and the next 2 months, we'll revamp the entire eWork experience platform so that it's built, tailored, made for you to succeed by becoming a comb shape employee. And I hope that makes a lot of sense. Oh, do you want to add anything before I round this up?
Hi, Keji, can you hear me? Yeah, so I think it's really like a really, really important time for anyone thinking about switching careers or boosting their experience in digital business analysis into PM, because the number of things that we're having to do right now at the start, of the best interview sessions, being able to discuss how you're transforming, how you are contributing to a major transformation initiative with visible results you can actually see. So it's a living business that we're transforming. I think it's really exciting, and I don't think there's a time to get it.
I'm excited about it as well. Very, very much excited about it. So let's wait and see how it all turns out. I'll be working with you throughout the whole day anyway. And just to let you guys know, I am working on the the client we just the massive client we just had. I'm working on the digital marketing strategy in about an hour to 2 hours. I'll hold a webinar so that you guys can come and watch and see how I create the entire strategy. So make sure you call in. We're actually combining. I need to speak to their CRM manager. They're using Salesforce, and basically what we're trying to do is to optimize their Salesforce the Salesforce platform they have, make sure that we can integrate all of their channels into it, most especially their digital marketing channels, and then focus on a centralized customer data center where they're now using data to make an informed decision, thereby driving operational costs down, most especially marketing costs, and looking at optimizing their conversion rates. That is what most companies are, well, all companies are doing right now, which is what I'm doing for this client. So I would like you all to call in and actually learn on the job as I do that. Okay, so in the meantime, let us catch up with you later. Take care, God bless, and bye bye.